This is Beyond Borders, Teacher Voices. I'm your host, and this platform is where we listen carefully, reflect honestly, and share teacher experiences from across the UK and beyond. Today, we're covering a deeply troubling report published by Schools Week. Full credit to them for their journalism and dedication to raising this issue. The article is titled "Support Plans Misused to Force Out Teachers from Schools," say campaigners. Always remember to subscribe, like, comment, and share. This isn't an easy story. It deals with what many teachers describe as the misuse or even weaponization of support plans, mechanisms that, in principle, should help struggling teachers improve. But according to the campaign group Silenced by Support, these plans are increasingly being used to push teachers out, especially those who are older, more experienced, or higher paid. The group has collected testimonies from over 100 teachers, each one painful, layered, and deeply personal. Many speak of sudden meetings, unannounced observations, plans introduced with no prior concern flagged, and outcomes that led to stress-related absences, resignations, and in some cases, settlement agreements and NDAs. This is not about isolated incidents. These are patterns. This is not about poor teaching. It's about teachers who've dedicated decades to the profession, only to find themselves facing processes that feel abrupt, degrading, and career-ending. One teacher shared how, at 55, after 33 years of service, she was blindsided by a brutal meeting with her head teacher. It triggered 4 months of work-related stress leave and ultimately her exit from the profession. Another teacher described being placed on a support plan with hourly observations despite a 23-year career. She was eventually signed off with stress and left after a settlement was reached under the cover of a non-disclosure agreement. What stands out is the emotional weight behind these stories. Teachers describe feelings of grief, betrayal, broken identity, as if their entire career has been reduced to a checklist and a target score. Many never return to the classroom. Silenced by Support is calling for national oversight. They want the government to collect data on support plans and capability procedures, as there's currently no national tracking of how often these processes are initiated, against whom, or why. And that lack of data matters. Without transparency, patterns are easy to deny and impossible to fix. The campaign fears that older teachers, those with disabilities, and Black staff are disproportionately affected, and early findings from union surveys seem to support that concern. One review found nearly half of teachers given capability support were over 50. And while newer data offers mixed conclusions, the lived experiences of those affected are too consistent to ignore. We also see that some schools may be using support plans as a cheaper alternative to redundancy. These aren't just HR decisions, they shape careers, influence school culture, and alter the landscape of trust within education. The Department for Education hasn't said whether they plan to collect data on support plans. Their statement simply emphasized the importance of retaining great teachers, but the testimonies suggest that the current system may be doing the opposite. This commentary is not about casting blame. It's about calling attention to the quiet stories, the ones often hidden behind legal agreements or buried under shame and stress. It's about questioning systems that may be harming the very people we depend on to shape the next generation. To those watching, especially veteran teachers, those on the upper pay scale, or anyone who's faced a support plan with little warning, know that your experience matters. You're not alone. We need spaces like this to speak honestly, to break the silence, to stand beside one another as professionals, not just employees. You've been listening to Beyond Borders, Teacher Voices. If today's reflection resonates with you, please share your story, speak up, or support someone else who's going through it. Together, we are louder than silence. Full credit to Schools Week for reporting this story. Until next time, stay strong, stay visible, and stay connected. Always remember to subscribe, like, comment, and share.